Alright, so we're starting to do the structure. So the framing for a small casting deck, we're going to extend this deck here a little bit farther back. We're going to come to about right here with that. And then we're just going to put a floor in here in this section, and we'll cover up this back section with some wood for a deck and cover this for a hatch so that you can walk all the way back here. We'll leave enough room for the motor if it's hung and a gas tank to get in there and whatnot, and all the gas and fuel line to come out. So I guess right now we got to take some measurements and start cutting some wood and making this stuff happen. So let's do it. Alright, so there it is. We got the framing done for the extension of the front casting deck. As you can see, we plan on putting a little pedestal mount here. We just put this in here so that we can know where to put the supports on here. We put extra reinforcement right here because that's where most of the weight's going to be for the lazy fisherman who likes to sit down and fish. So that's done. Our plan is, this is a compartment, so we're going to put a lid right here. The same thing on the other side. Underneath here, we're going to put a little door here. I don't know which way it's going to open. There's going to be a door so they can slide stuff in there as well. The framing's not completely done because we need to frame in the floor here. The plan is just to use some 2x4s to flatten things out. We've got some plywood that we're going to throw over it to make it all flat. Maybe we'll get started on that, I'm not sure. Alright, it is a new day. Our structure is cured. Got a few coats of spar urethane on that stuff to keep it protected against the elements. We're sure to get it down in all the cracks and crevices on the ends here. These ends tend to be the most important spots. That's where the wood likes to absorb the water the most. So today the plan is to lay the structure inside the boat, and then that way we can start framing out excuse me, we can start measuring out for the deck wood, which what we're gonna do is use some cardboard, lay it out on top, and make sure that we can get the cardboard shaped to all the contours of the boat. Once we have that, we'll use that template, that cardboard template, to cut the actual wood, the plywood pieces out. Alright, so today is the day we're going to test out this boat to see how it floats. Ideally, we should have checked the boat, make sure it didn't have any leaks on it before we started the project, but I didn't feel like going to the lake and I was being kind of lazy. So today is the day we're actually going to do all that. But it works out perfect because I've also got a motor that I need to test out as well. I've got a 25 horsepower Evinrude E-Tex, a 2010. When I got it, the guy who sold it to me, he sold it to me for dirt cheap, just because he was having troubles getting it running properly. The motor is practically brand new. The guy he brought it from said it's been sitting for 5 years, just sitting. When he pulled it out, he couldn't get it to run right. So this guy that I bought it from bought it thinking he could get it to run, which he couldn't get it to run right either. It stopped working for him on the water. He wasn't really sure where to go from there. I found out that this thing has 2 fuel pumps in it. It's got a lift pump, and then it's got a pump inside the vapor separator tank, which is your high pressure pump, and that wasn't working properly. So I replaced that. Tested her out on the muffs today and it ran good, so we're going to test it out on the water. But before we can get this boat on the water, we got to put some registration stickers on there and get all our Coast Guard safety equipment in there as well.
Damn.
Alright, so I just want to show you guys the motor running out here. We're on Lake Chesney right now. Alright, today is a new day. We've had to take almost a week off from the project because of work, but we're back at it. Today, the plan is to get our decking in with carpet installed, and this boat is going to look a lot different once we're done. First, we're going to do a final test fit for everything, make sure everything fits good. We're going to throw a little bit of extra hardware on our framing. We'll go ahead and put the decking in and carpet, so let's get started. So what we did was add some extra L brackets in here to add some strength and rigidity to the framework, just to keep everything from wobbling. And this is all also going to be tied in again once we put the deck wood on here, because we're going to be screwing it in to each of these pieces, so that'll also help to add more strength and rigidity.
Okay, we got all the wood measured out. We're labeling everything now. Then we gotta put sealant on, and then we can put it in for real after we carpet it. And then we will get thinner plywood to put on the back, and we're gonna do it on the little top part up here. Alright, so we're done for this episode. We got the carpet all in. We're gonna let it dry and sit in there. On the next episode, we are going to do the back and the front carpet. We're gonna get all the hardware in and all the electronics, and then it should be wrapped up and done. So hopefully we can get that done this week.
Oh my God, it is terrifying. You're not gonna make a blooper out of me. All right. Done with this shit.
It's 5,000 degrees outside.
Oh,
it's disgusting.
Oh God. I moved the wheel stop.